I said I wanted freedom, not commitment. I said I needed space, air, choices, anything but promises. I remember the way Leo looked at me that night, his hands in his pockets, his eyes heavy with something like resignation. I thought I was doing the right thing, being honest, being modern, but honesty doesn't save you from loneliness. Now, weeks later, I scroll through his photos, his laughter with Maya, the way his arm rests around her shoulder, the way it used to rest around mine. I told him I wasn't ready for forever, but I didn't expect him to give forever to someone else so soon. I wanted freedom, but now I'm chained to every image of his happiness. Maybe the truth isn't about choosing between love and independence. Maybe it's about learning what emptiness feels like when no one's waiting for you to come back. Could you watch the person you love fall for someone new, and still call it freedom? Emma wakes up late, the sunlight creeping through her curtains like an unwelcome truth. The apartment still smells like his cologne, faint and stubborn. She remembers the morning she told Leo, "I just need to be alone for a while." Pretending independence felt like clarity when really it was fear. Fear of being seen too closely. Now, the quiet feels heavy, not peaceful. She moves through her apartment like a ghost in her own story, making coffee, scrolling through messages she'll never send. Freedom isn't what she thought. It's not flying, it's floating, without anchor, without gravity. When Maya posts a photo of Leo's hand over hers, captioned, "Steady love," Emma finally understands she didn't want to be free. She wanted to be chosen, without being tied. At the cafe they used to visit, Emma sits alone, tracing her finger along the rim of a chipped mug. The chair across from her is empty, but memory fills it easily. Leo's laugh used to echo here, low and unhurried, the kind that made strangers glance over. She wonders if Maya's heard it, that rare kind of laughter that sounds like trust. When the waitress asks, "You waiting for someone?" Emma smiles, pretending she is. Maybe she's waiting for herself, the version of her that believed freedom and love could coexist. The city hums around her, indifferent, while she counts the seconds between heartbeats, wondering when letting go starts to feel like healing. That night, her best friend Noah, 30, black, lean with kind eyes and a quiet steadiness, stops by with takeout and 2 bottles of wine. He listens without judgment as Emma admits she doesn't recognize herself anymore. "You wanted freedom," he says gently. "But maybe you confused freedom with distance." She looks at him, surprised, because it's true. She built walls and called them boundaries. She wanted control, but control became isolation. As Noah laughs softly, wiping sauce from his chin, she feels a flicker of something unexpected. Comfort, maybe, or the terrifying sense that affection can bloom even after heartbreak. Later that night, after Noah leaves, Emma stands before her mirror. The city lights leak through the blinds, painting her reflection in stripes of gold and blue. She touches the edge of her collarbone, remembering Leo's fingers tracing the same line, the way he whispered her name like it meant home. She whispers it now, to no one, and it sounds like a secret she doesn't want anymore. Freedom, she realizes, isn't about being untouched. It's about choosing, even when it hurts. She looks at her phone, hesitates, then types, "Can we talk?" Her thumb hovers. She doesn't send it. Not yet. Emma finally sends the message, "Can we talk?" Her hands shake as the 3 dots appear, then vanish. Minutes later, Leo replies, "Sure. Tomorrow." The word sure feels too casual for all that's buried underneath. The cafe where they agreed to meet used to be theirs, back when every glance was a promise. Now, it feels like neutral ground. She rehearses what to say. "I'm happy for you. I just wanted closure. I've changed." None of it sounds real. Freedom taught her the shape of her own loneliness. As she tries to sleep, the night hums with anticipation, every sound louder, every silence deeper. At the cafe, Leo is already there. Neat, composed, too familiar. His smile is polite, not tender. She notices how he stirs his coffee the same way. 3 slow circles. Then a pause. "You look good," he says. The silence that follows feels like static. When she finally asks, "Are you happy?" he looks down, hesitates. "I think I am. It should be comforting." "It isn't." She smiles anyway. Because that's what strength looks like when your heart is still breaking quietly. The past sits between them like steam over the coffee, warm, fleeting, untouchable. When Maya walks in unexpectedly, bright, graceful, confident, Emma freezes. Maya greets Leo with a quick kiss, unaware of the storm she's walked into. Leo introduces them, voice slightly tight. "Emma, this is Maya." Emma manages a smile. "I've heard so much about you." Maya's warmth is disarming, her eyes sincere. There's no rivalry in her gaze, only curiosity, maybe even compassion. For the first time, Emma sees what Leo saw. Peace, not drama. Later, as Maya excuses herself, Emma whispers, "She's lovely." Leo nods, eyes soft. "She is." And in that moment, Emma realizes she's the outsider now. After Maya leaves, the silence between Emma and Leo grows thicker. "I thought freedom meant not needing anyone," Emma admits softly. "I just ended up missing you louder than I ever loved you." Leo's expression flickers. Pain, maybe pity. "You left to find yourself, Emma," he says. "I didn't know waiting for you meant losing myself." His words cut clean, not cruel, just honest. She nods. "Fighting tears. So you love her now." He exhales slowly. "Trying." That word, trying, becomes a small mercy. It tells her maybe love isn't gone, just shifted. Outside the cafe, the air feels colder than before. Emma stands on the sidewalk, watching Leo walk away. She wants to call out, but there's nothing left to say that won't sound like begging. Across the street, a busker sings softly. A love song she once played for Leo. The melody floats between car horns and footsteps. She closes her eyes, breathes it in. For the first time, she doesn't wish to turn back time. Maybe freedom isn't the absence of love. Maybe it's learning to live with its ghost. She walks away, lighter, even if her heart still trembles. 2 weeks pass. Emma hasn't seen Leo since that day outside the cafe. But Noah's been around. Steady, patient, never pushing. He texts her reminders to eat, to breathe, to write again. One night, he shows up with a record player he found at a thrift store. "You need music," he says. As Nina Simone's voice fills her apartment, Emma feels the walls soften. Noah moves differently than Leo. Slower, less certain, more real. When he catches her staring, he smiles, shyly. She smiles back, not out of politeness, but recognition. That quiet moment when something begins, even before you dare to name it. They talk about everything. Love, mistakes, the myth of timing. Noah tells her about a woman he once loved who wanted to be exclusive in theory but open in practice. He laughs softly, but his eyes reveal how it still hurts. Emma listens, realizing they've both been in love with people who wanted freedom at the wrong time. "Maybe," she says, "we keep calling it freedom because loneliness sounds too sad." He looks at her then, and it's the kind of look that feels like a question you're not sure you're ready to answer. Outside, thunder murmurs. Inside, something quietly begins to shift. Days turn into evenings filled with small rituals, coffee together, long walks through quiet streets, silent smiles that say more than words. But one night, Noah kisses her, soft, hesitant, like asking permission. For a moment, she lets it happen, warmth flooding through her like relief. Then guilt hits her, sharp and sudden. She pulls away, whispering, "I'm not ready." He nods, understanding, though his eyes darken with something like disappointment. "You don't have to be," he says. But as she watches him leave that night, Emma realizes that sometimes healing and hurting look too much alike to tell apart. The next morning, Emma dreams of Leo. Not him now, but him then. The dream feels cruelly vivid. His laughter in the kitchen, the way his hands fit around hers perfectly. When she wakes, her pillow is damp with tears she doesn't remember crying. She scrolls through old photos again, but this time, something shifts. She doesn't ache for him. She aches for the version of herself who loved without fear. She texts Noah, "Want to go for a walk?" His reply comes fast. Always. And suddenly, the day doesn't feel like a wound anymore. It feels like a scar. Healed, but not forgotten. They stop at a bench overlooking the water. The city glows on the horizon, its reflection trembling in the river's ripples. "Do you ever think," Emma asks, "that we meet people just to learn what we're not ready for yet?" Noah looks at her for a long moment. "Yeah, but sometimes we get a second chance." She exhales, smiling. Not because she's certain, but because she finally doesn't need to be. When he reaches for her hand, she doesn't pull away this time. The sky deepens into twilight, and for once, the silence between them feels full. Not of what was lost, but what might still be found. It starts with honesty, or the illusion of it. Emma and Noah sit on her couch one evening, the air thick with unspoken questions. "I don't want to rush into something that traps us," she says carefully. Noah nods, his voice calm but uncertain. "You mean open?" She hesitates before nodding. Just honest, no pretending. He studies her, the way Leo once did. Half in understanding, half in fear. They promise to be transparent, to talk, to not fall apart when feelings get messy. But promises sound cleaner in the dark before they're tested by real hearts. As the night deepens, their hands find each other again. And this time, she doesn't pull away. Their version of open isn't wild. It's cautious, deliberate. They talk late into the night about boundaries and fears, about jealousy and trust. Noah admits he's afraid of being the rebound guy. Emma laughs softly, tracing the rim of her wine glass. "You're not. You're the reason I stopped running." But when he meets someone new, a photographer named Ava, 28, Korean-American, sharp, Bob, artistic calm, Emma feels the old ache return. It's not anger. It's fear of being replaced again. She tells herself this is what freedom means. But as Noah talks about Ava's laugh, Emma's chest tightens, pretending support while bleeding quietly inside. That night, Emma dreams of Leo again, only this time he's laughing with Maya. The same way Noah described Ava, the same pattern, the same hollow echo of being the one who's understanding. When she wakes, she stares at the ceiling, realizing freedom isn't always equal. Sometimes it's one person pretending to be okay so the other doesn't feel guilty. She texts Noah, "Can we talk?" He comes over, concerned. "Are you okay?" She hesitates, then admits, "I thought I could do this, but maybe I'm not built for sharing." His silence feels kind, not cruel. "Maybe sharing isn't the problem," he says softly. "Maybe you just haven't felt safe yet." Days pass. They talk more, listen harder. Noah doesn't see Ava again. He doesn't say why. Emma doesn't ask. Instead, she writes long journal entries about desire, about fear, about the strange duality of wanting to be free and still wanted. One night, Noah finds her asleep on the couch, notebook open on her chest. He reads a line she's written. "Maybe love isn't about choosing someone, but choosing to stay when you could leave." He closes the notebook quietly and pulls a blanket over her. For the first time, he sees her not as fragile, but as brave. Even in her confusion, one evening, Emma and Noah sit on her rooftop, a bottle of wine between them. the city glittering below. I think I was afraid of being replaced, she admits, but maybe I was really afraid of being forgotten. Noah nods, taking her hand. You won't be. Even if this ends, you won't be. The simplicity of it breaks her. She leans into him, tears hot against the cool night air. Freedom doesn't feel like distance anymore. It feels like trust, fragile, trembling, but real. Below them, the city moves on, unaware that two people are relearning how to love without losing themselves. It's late afternoon when Leo's name appears on Emma's phone again. An unexpected message after months of silence. Hey, I'm in town. Can we talk? Her pulse quickens, though she doesn't reply right away. Noah is in the kitchen, humming softly as he cooks, unaware of the ghost that just slipped back into her life. Emma watches him for a moment, feeling the weight of every decision she's made. She tells herself she owes Leo nothing. Yet curiosity hums beneath her ribs. Closure, she says to herself. Just closure. But she knows it's more than that. It's the pull of unfinished stories, the ache of what-ifs that never really die. She meets Leo at the same cafe, the one that has seen every version of them. He looks older, steadier, but his eyes still carry that familiar sadness. You look happy, he says. Learning? She replies. They talk about everything and nothing. How Maya's moved to another city, how he's been writing again. The conversation feels easy, then sharp, then quiet. You were the one that got away, Leo says softly. No, Emma replies. I was the one who ran. Their eyes meet, the air between them thick with memories. Neither wants to resurrect. Still, something flickers, that old, dangerous comfort. That night, Emma tells Noah the truth. Leo reached out, she says quietly. He stops mid-bite, eyes soft but searching. And she hesitates. We talked, that's all. Silence stretches, heavy but honest. Noah nods slow. You don't owe me explanations, he says, but his jaw tightens slightly. Still, Emma adds, I wanted you to know. He smiles faintly, though his voice trembles. Thank you. Just don't lose yourself trying to make peace with the past. His words stay with her long after he falls asleep beside her, his hand resting lightly on her back. Forgiveness that feels like faith. Days later, Leo sends her one last message. I'm glad you're happy. I think I finally am too. She reads it twice, a strange calm settling over her. For the first time, she doesn't feel the need to reply. Instead, she walks to the balcony, phone in hand, and looks out at the city that once held all her heartbreak. Below, life goes on. Taxis, laughter, lovers crossing streets hand in hand. She exhales, letting the past drift away like smoke. Freedom doesn't sting anymore. It breathes. It forgives. She turns back toward Noah, who's waiting with 2 cups of coffee, and a look that says, You're here. You stayed. Later that night, Emma lies awake beside Noah, tracing circles on his chest with her finger. Do you ever think about forever? She whispers. He smiles in the dark. I think about today, and tomorrow, if I'm lucky. She nods, resting her head on him. For the first time, she doesn't crave certainty, just presence. The room hums with quiet life, the faint buzz of the city, the rhythm of 2 steady breaths. She realizes that love isn't about choosing between freedom and commitment anymore. It's about finding someone who doesn't make you choose at all. Months later, Emma and Noah's relationship feels softer, steadier. They talk easily now, about past loves, fears, what they still crave. One evening, while cooking together, Noah says quietly, Aiva texted me. The knife in Emma's hand stills. She looks up, heart steady but alert. And he shrugs. She asks to catch up. I told her I'd talk to you first. Emma exhales, surprised at her own calm. You can, she says. I just want to know where we stand. He reaches for her hand. Right here, he says, and for the first time those words feel enough. Not as a promise, but as an anchor. The next day, Noah meets Ava at a quiet art gallery downtown. Emma doesn't text or check her phone obsessively. Instead, she paints something she hasn't done in years. Still, she catches herself wondering what Ava looks like now. How Noah might smile at her. When he returns that evening, his eyes are soft but tired. It was good, he says. She's happy. Emma nods, painting still in hand. And you? He smiles faintly. I missed you. For the first time, jealousy doesn't burn. It hums like a low ache that passes quickly. She realizes trust isn't the absence of fear, but the choice to stay despite it. That weekend, they attend a small rooftop gathering hosted by friends in their open circle. Couples and singles intertwined in quiet complexity. Conversations drift between art, love, and the blurry borders between affection and desire. Emma finds herself drawn into a long talk with Mila, 33, Brazilian, curly dark hair, confident eyes. A poet who speaks with disarming honesty. Noah watches them from across the terrace, smiling. Smile. Later, he whispers, "You like her." Emma blushes. Maybe. He laughs softly. Good. That one word feels like freedom without fear. The kind that doesn't pull apart, it expands. The following days blur into soft messages, lingering glances, and late-night talks. Mila's presence is magnetic, not a threat, but a mirror. She listens to Emma's confessions like poetry. You mistake love for scarcity, Mila says one evening. It's not a resource to divide. It's a rhythm. It multiplies when shared. Emma doesn't answer. She's still learning how to believe that. When she tells Noah about Mila, he just nods, quietly proud. But that night, when he watches her sleep, he feels a strange ache too. Not jealousy, but awe at how much love two hearts can hold before breaking or blooming. One evening, Emma, Noah, and Mila meet at a jazz bar, the air thick with music and possibility. The three talk easily at first, laughter blending with saxophone notes. Then, a quiet moment stretches. Emma's hand rests on Noah's knee. Mila's hand brushes Emma's shoulder. The contact feels electric but calm, like a truth long waiting to be acknowledged. No labels, no vows, just presence, fluid and alive. For the first time, Emma feels whole, not because she's chosen one love over another, but because she's finally stopped choosing against herself. The days slow down. Emma's life no longer feels like a chase between past and future. It's an unfolding. Some nights it's just her and Noah, quiet dinners and lazy laughter. Other nights, she meets Mila at poetry readings, fingers brushing over coffee cups, words lingering longer than glances. There's no tension, no guilt. When Noah asks, "Do you feel happy?" she smiles softly. "I feel real." For years, she thought love had to be chosen, named, contained. Now, it just is. Fluid, imperfect, alive. She realizes she doesn't need to belong to anyone to feel home. She just needs to stay honest enough to belong to herself. Mila invites Emma to her poetry reading one rainy evening. As she reads her final poem, about love that doesn't cage, only mirrors, Emma feels something loosen in her chest. The crowd fades. Only Mila's voice remains steady, raw. Afterward, they walk outside beneath an umbrella, rain misting around them. "You've changed," Mila says softly. Emma smiles. No, I just stopped pretending. They pause under the streetlight, rain pooling at their feet. When Mila kisses her, it's slow, not claiming, just witnessing. Emma doesn't think of right or wrong anymore, only truth, blooming quietly under the rain. When Emma returns home, Noah's sitting on the couch reading. He looks up, smiles. How was it? She sits beside him, resting her head on his shoulder. Beautiful, she says simply. He nods. Good. No jealousy, no interrogation. Just quiet trust that has weathered too much to be fragile. They sit there for a long time, words unnecessary. He reaches for her hand. She takes it, fingers intertwining. Two people who have learned that love doesn't shrink when shared. It deepens, like water finding new paths through stone. Weeks later, Emma hosts a small dinner. Noah, Mila, a few friends from their circle. Laughter spills freely, no longer tinged with hesitation. As music hums softly in the background, Emma watches Noah and Mila teasing each other, easy and familiar. The sight no longer stirs doubt. Instead, it fills her with quiet awe. How love can be many things at once and still feel whole. She stands in the kitchen doorway, wine glass in hand, realizing that the chaos she once feared has become her calm. Love, she finally understands, isn't a possession, it's a pulse. And tonight it beats steady and free. Later that night, after everyone leaves, Emma steps out onto the balcony alone. The city hums below. The same skyline that once mirrored her heartbreak now glows like an old friend. She closes her eyes and whispers, freedom didn't mean being alone. It meant being unafraid. The wind moves through her hair, gentle, approving. She thinks of Leo, of the girl she used to be, of Noah's fire. Fire, each one taught her a different language of love, and now she's fluent in all of them. She smiles to herself, not for what she's gained or lost, but for finally becoming the woman she always promised herself she'd be.